choose one small action that leads you towards that direction and let the universe fill in the blanks. Okay.
Can we talk about eating the frog? Actually?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, because I actually want to know about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so then, okay.
Okay.
We're back.
Wait. Oh, just kidding. No, we're not yet.
We're not about. Hold your horses. Hold your horses.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. You can pause it and then go back.
Resume.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's
All right.
so cool.
You also
Okay.
go
We
back
are
and look.
back
Okay.
with our tea.
We have tea.
Tea.
Not like the fun tea,
Tea.
though. Actually, I
There's
have
a little
some
bit of
fucking tea.
There's a little bit of fun tea.
I have some tea.
Anywho,
Anyway,
back to our.
that little drip is.
Okay, so you guys were talking,
Is it?
huh?
You don't like it? No?
like
What happened?
the little.
Almost like what's that movie Get Out. Alright,
Anyway.
we'll find another one for the next one.
It's fine. Okay, so we're talking about dreaming big and how you feeling big feels awkward
Scary.
and uncomfortable and
Yeah.
scary, and you
Lots of discomfort.
usually dream about that huge thing, and then you're like, okay, well, let me make it more attainable, right? And then you chop down that goal to something smaller that feels like something that you can actually do. But then you're limiting yourself to not get to that, because the universe could definitely help you put a little trampoline here so you can jump on it and get to that. And then you're like, nope, I have a ceiling right here, I'm not gonna do it.
So
So,
almost like letting go of the expectation, no?
yeah, I mean,
Having it, but not being so stringent on it.
yeah, maybe even play with the universe a little bit and be like, okay, so
See what you can do.
Yeah.
What can you do for me?
bring it. Let's see.
World.
Let's put you to the test. Do you really work? What's happening here? Game on and see what happens. And so I think it's important to have that huge thing that feels weird and unattainable as a goal to the universe, because I mean the universe is much bigger than us, and we cannot do what it does. So there's a goal for the universe and there's a goal for us. So we have this huge goal, and then we can have, instead of having that be chopped down, just break it down into what is it that I can do and what are the blank spaces that the universe needs to fill, and then we'll meet in the middle somehow.
And not even laying out everything that you can do, but just
Yeah.
kind of like you said earlier, moving that energy to begin. Because once you begin, it opens up those doors, things fall into your lap, and you get to kind of go from there.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Usually you think you're gonna go this way and you start this path, and the universe is like, nope, it's down here and then over there, and then you have to know
Maneuver.
that you can adapt and
Yeah.
you can pivot. Insert the pivot meme here, but you can pivot and adapt to whatever it is that is leading you towards, because it's not going to be that huge goal. It's going to be even bigger and crazier, and you'll get there. You just don't really know how yet.
Well, that's the thing with like manifestation. Isn't the whole theory behind manifestation like it's because you have a goal to direct yourself there, so your brain like subconsciously sees opportunity that could lead you there, or sees ways that you can get there, or like makes these small changes that you then navigate closer to that, because that's where your energy is focused, so you're like gonna gravitate that way. Okay, but when we were talking about this before, you guys were mentioning something that I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
The frog. What is the frog?
So, the frog is an animal.
Oh, okay. Like a ribbit
That is
frog.
disgusting,
Like,
right?
what are you talking about?
I mean, think about it.
Rainforest frogs
I
are
love
so
them.
cute.
They're cute.
Would
but
you
like,
eat them?
I do eat frog, yes.
Ew.
Frog legs.
we're gonna come
You've
back
never
to
had
that.
frog legs?
I haven't either.
Ew.
Okay, we're gonna come back to that one.
Guys,
But-
I've eaten much weirder things
Okay,
than
I'm
frog
excused
legs.
to eat frog legs. Anyway.
Okay, so the name of the book that we are referencing
Oh, it's
is called Eat That Frog by Tracy Bryan.
You're like,
Yum.
bring it. No.
Is it Tracy Bryan?
I don't remember.
I think it's Tracy Bryan or Brian Tracy. It's one or the other.
We'll put it in
It's
the show notes.
100% one of those.
Eat
I-
the Frog by, I don't see names anywhere. Am I
It's-
even blinder with my glasses on? What's happening?
Type in author.
Brian Tracy.
Woohoo!
Wow.
Yes. read? Did you read the actual book? Or did you?
I don't remember. I have the concept of
Okay,
it.
I listened to it. It was like, I looked it up on YouTube. It was a 2-hour thing, like really quick. But the concept behind it is basically whatever you set your mind to, one, you can do. But it talks about, I think it's like the main reasons that we as humans procrastinate, or the way to kind of overcome procrastination, which is, definitely one of the biggest faults, right?
No, it's
exactly.
Fine. It's fine.
And so one of the biggest, or what we were specifically talking about when it comes to eating that frog, is when you put your mind to something, you have this idea, this goal, there's usually a big part of it that's like draining, exhausting. You don't want to do it. It's like the worst part of all of it. But once you do it, everything else starts to fall in place. So if you can identify up front what that one piece is, what that frog of your project
the concept
is.
being the concept being that horrible thing that you don't want to eat.
Yeah.
Okay, for you.
Oh, stop!
Maybe
Snail? I love snail.
You would be the one who's like, I enjoy this.
if you're a kid, it would be eat the broccoli.
Right.
Broccoli's my
Okay.
favorite.
If you're a kid,
What is Nicole's thing? What is Nicole
what
not
do
like
you
to eat?
like to eat?
Lamb.
Okay, eat
Eat
that
the
lamb.
lamb. So for you, it'll be eat the lamb. Okay.
Eat McDonald's.
I love it.
Oh, fuck.
So
I don't
eat
eat
the
it,
lamb.
but I love
She gave us
Okay,
one. Eat the
yeah.
lamb.
Okay.
So you're gonna eat your lamb by figuring out what the toughest task is to your project and getting done with it first. So he talks about like on a smaller spectrum, right? If you go day by day, you have a to-do list. Look at your to-do list. What's the one thing that is like, oh, I really don't want to do this? That's the one you tackle first.
Yeah.
You're gonna
How do
feel
you get
so much
yourself
more
to tackle it?
fun. You just do it.
Just do
You
it.
just have to do it.
Just do
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I think a lot of this is like mindfulness. One, if you're reading this book or listening to this book, you're already on the path of self-discovery and journey and, all those other great, amazing things. So you're ready to kind of take those steps, and you probably have things set up to help you take
But
those
it's
steps.
also you know that you cannot do anything else until you tackle that. That is the first step.
Because you will
Period.
procrastinate and do all of the other things that have nothing to do with that list.
Yeah, and that is usually it can be an important thing, even if it's something that you want to do but you don't know how to do it.
Right. And
it's
that
out
part
of your
of figuring
comfort
it
zone,
out.
or if just out of your knowledge
Yeah,
base
definitely struggle
area.
with that.
Yeah.
So just start by that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I was listening to a podcast the other day. This guy was talking about how he started going into the digital product area, and one of the things that he didn't know, because he's a designer, one of the things that he didn't know how to do was to confirm that product was doable in the the market. There was a market for it. So he started by doing the market research because he's not a marketer. So he started doing that, and then it took him a little bit of more time. And once that was done, he just whipped up the product like that because he's a designer. It was easier.
Yeah.
So it's sort of a way to guarantee that you are setting yourself up for success.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say your big dream is to buy a house in 2025. Maybe you, as you did, you have a picture of the house with the little pool and whatever and the sunny setting because you're in Spain, but then you have no idea how you're gonna get the money. So maybe, I don't know.
Maybe it starts putting 50 away every check.
Yeah, but in my case, the frog, for example, would be to research if I can even buy an apartment as an expat in Spain.
True.
For example, in Poland, you cannot buy an apartment that's on the ground, or a house that's on the ground. You can only buy if you're a foreigner, you can only buy an apartment that's either in a higher floor, or also you cannot buy it if you are within 50 kilometers from the coast or the border.
Interesting.
What?
It's crazy.
World War II kind of trauma. But anyway, so there's some laws in place for that. So I don't know
Might
how.
start by researching the expat limitations or
Yeah,
where.
I also don't know how much are usually the prices here. So maybe I would start by doing that
Or
and
looking
see
at the market.
how realistic is that. Maybe I should look into another country instead of this one. Whatever it is.
Figuring out what that thing is, it's like, oh, I really don't want to do it.
Or I really have
No
no
desire.
idea and I have to look for help and I don't want to and just
Like maybe let's take your whole experience with like TikTok, right? That you identified. At the beginning, you're like, I'm a millennial. I'm not going on and dancing. I'm not getting a TikTok, right? Maybe for you it would be get on TikTok, go on and download, get on TikTok, and maybe look for other business related pages, right? Maybe not business related pages are all about dancing
Yeah.
or da da da.
I think for me it was actually the opposite. It was like just
do it.
don't emulate somebody else, just like do your own thing. So for me, it was more so like I don't know what to post, which was the thing that was like getting me to not post. So I was like, you know what, 5 days a week for 30 days, so let me just write down 4 series of 5 pieces that like I just have like an outline to do. So I don't even have to like think about what I'm gonna post. At least I have that. And then from there, that got me started with posting every day. But it was actually like I ended up getting more into posting because I was like a little bit nervous about it and whatever. So I actually was like, oh, I kind of like doing these videos. So then I ended up like responding to a bunch and then stitching a bunch, and that was the one that got me.
So
to
what
where
was
I
your
needed to be.
lamb?
Was probably just like
Posting.
it was posting. It was like not
Fear
knowing
of-
what to do.
Fear of not knowing what to do. Fear of not posting or
Yeah.
emulating exactly how other people were doing it, right?
Yeah.
And so once you were able to say, okay, this is my fear, let's figure out how to overcome that. Let me go on and talk about things that are of interest.
On
you were
social
able to
media,
move forward.
usually the main fear is I don't know, like, would I be embarrassed if I post this and people just don't get it, or they judge me, or they make fun of me, or they are haters everywhere. So just go for it.
Yeah.
And
Or figure out what you have to, like for your example, right? Your lamb was that fear. So you said, okay, well, I want to do something that is significant to me. Let me go on and schedule these 5, series of things that I can do weekly, but they're of interest to me, right? That was your way of getting over that fear. You know what I
And
mean?
it was to have an idea of what I could post next, because it was like I could post something in the moment, but then I wouldn't know what to post next. So it was like having this baseline of like, okay, I have this laid out. So at least, okay, I've accomplished that. So I've gotten over that fear of like not knowing what to post next, which then also allowed me to actually enjoy what I was doing and then go over and above. And because I like had that laid out and then I went over and above that, it allowed me to like go viral because
Exactly.
it was
So it's just a matter of taking that first step, taking that
big first
difficult
Mhm.
decision, difficult step to get started and get things moving,
Yeah.
and then things eventually the universe will guide you to the right thing.
So basically, what we're challenging you guys to do is figure out what your frog or your lamb or your broccoli is.
Well, first figure out, like, take your dream, take your current dream, 10x it, and then 10x
Yes.
that dream,
Yeah.
and then figure out your frog for that bigger than bigger dream.
To
Yes.
get started and then do it. And yeah.
And just take the first
You
step.
just said 10x it for the second time, and I freaked out a little bit. But I
Well,
knew
good. That's a
that.
good thing,
It's a
right?
little
Because if you
confronting,
freak
but it's-
out, it means, wow, there's
Holy shit! Yes.
yeah, there's something here. There's something worth freaking out about, which means it's going to be that much greater when it comes to fruition.
Okay, we can do this.
And then in a year from now, come back here and tell us what your frog was and how you put it.
Actually,
just use it in the comments.
Write it right there. What do you think your
When-
10 by 10 by 10 dream is?
And then later on, come back and comment once you've accomplished it.
Or if you do want to, which we definitely recommend you doing, is come into the Nima Collective community and share your dream there so that you can share it with other people who also have 10x and 10x their dreams, and you can hold each other accountable.
And maybe we can tell you that's not big enough.
Yep.
You need to
Also, have someone to push you a little bit further.
Accountability buddies.
But anyway, so
Yes.
see you next time.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, what's the other one that we're gonna do?